there are no great limits to grow because there are no human limitations to the imagination and there are no limitations to human wonder. This is Reagan has to say about limitations. There is no limitation to human imagination, to human intelligence. So there are no limits as such. So to take the meeting forward, we have our third speaker. This third speaker is attempting his AC7 from the advanced manual. The 7th project is attempting. And I will talk to you about this speaker after the evaluator states the objective. So I request Vijay Lakshmi to come forward and state the objectives. Vijay Lakshmi.
Good evening, everyone. The objectives of the speech are to understand the purpose of stories about historical events or people, to use the storytelling skills developed in the preceding projects, to tell a story about a historical event or person. Time 7 to 9 minutes, but the speaker has asked for 1 minute extra, so 8 to 10 minutes. Thank you.
About this speaker, I have to say this. He's so articulate. When I asked him, what is his views about limitations? He said that you quote me exactly as I'm telling you. He said that the limitations are the limitations which we place upon the limitations we place on our ideas. When we expand our ideas, our language also expands and the limitations also get diminished. So this speaker is attempting his AC7 project, as I said. The title of the speech is a roaring one. It says, the son of a lion. So I request you all that you welcome this speaker with a thundering applause or roaring applause.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. His father was a lawyer. Unfortunately, his mother died when he was only 11. As a young child, young boy, I would say, he joined the neighborhood gang. His name was David Ben-Gurion, meaning David, the son of a lion. He was not a huge built man, but he had the eye of an eagle, the heart of a lion, and the fist of iron. He was articulate and forceful with his convictions. He was born on the 16th of October, 1886. And he was destined to be the founding father of Israel and also the first prime minister. as a teenager, he came and migrated to Palestine with his dad. There, he picked oranges as a farm laborer. But he could not stay away from joining a gang. So he joined a gang. And this time, he joined a terrorist Jewish gang. During a robbery, they killed 2 Arab men. His father got worried and sent him to Turkey to become a lawyer. He earned his law degree from Istanbul University and went to America. First, slide please. There he fell in love with Miss Paula. He married her and had 3 children with her. Slide 2 please. In 1918, when he was 32, he joined the British Army during the First World War. In the First World War, when the British captured Palestine from the Ottoman Empire, he moved to Palestine with his family. Thousands of Jewish families moved to Palestine. They bought the land from the Arabs and they settled down in North Palestine. Palestine at that time was under the control of the British. And the British wanted the Jews and the Arabs to live peacefully together. But Ben Gurion rejected their plan. He wanted Palestine to be divided. One side for the Jews and the other side for the Arabs. In 6 years, he became the undisputed leader of the Jewish community in Palestine. In 1947, speaking in the UN Assembly, he said, and I quote, "Palestine is our native land, but it is engulfed by Arab-speaking followers of Islam. I doubt the likelihood of peace between Jews and Arabs." This brought the Arabs up in arms. The Jews had been gone from Palestine for 1800 years. And now after 1800 years, they come back and they claim the Arab land of Palestine to be their promised land. Ben Gurion believed in one thing and one thing only: the power of the gun. He aggressively started building up his army to have war with the Arabs. During the Second World War, to win favor from the British, his army helped them in their war efforts. During the time of Hitler's Holocaust, shiploads of Jews landed in Palestine for safety. This brought the Arab anger to a hot, red hot point. But this did not scare Ben Gurion. seeing the opposition of the Arabs, the British, not to add fuel to the fire, they started turning away the Jewish ships. But while the Jewish ships were landing, the Arabs had started attacking the Jews, and the British were letting the Jews in. And after the British started sending the ships away, it infuriated the Jews and Ben Gurion. Ben Gurion joined hands with the terror organizations of Menachem Begin and Yitzhak Shamir, both of whom later became presidents, prime ministers of Israel. One night, they blasted off the headquarters of the British Army, situated in King David Hotel. Thousands of British were buried alive and killed. The British were being attacked on both sides. On one side by the Jews, on the other side by the Arabs. In sheer frustration, they quit Palestine. In 1948, Ben Gurion declared Israel as an independent nation. The Arab nations surrounding Israel declared war. Ben Gurion was prepared. He had been building up his army, his navy, and his air force. He ruled the land, the sea, and the sky, and defeated the ragtag army of the Arabs. And then he started focusing on getting more and more Jews from all over the world, including India. In 1956, he invaded Egypt along with the British and French forces when the president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, nationalized the Suez Canal, which was jointly owned by Britain and France. Israel fought several wars with the Arabs in 1967, in 1972, 73, and 1982. Every time, Israel was helped by the superior military intelligence and firepower of America and India. Every time they won, every time Israel grabbed more and more land from the Arabs. Arabs were being defeated over and over again. They suffered atrocities at the hands of the Jewish army. Thousands were killed, millions were uprooted, made into refugees. And even today, they live in hundreds of refugee camps in the surrounding Arab nations of Palestine. Israel will not allow these families to come back to their homes, will neither give them any compensation. In desperation, the Muslims turned into terrorists and suicide bombers. And they attacked the Jews and the Jewish supporters, England and America. Ben Gurion, he wanted one thing and one thing only. He wanted the Arab land. 78% of the Palestine has been annexed as Israel. Only 22% is left for millions of Arabs. Even that 22% is occupied by Israeli army. They control the trade, they control the borders, they control the immigration. They even control the movement of individuals from one place to another. Then that 22%. There are times when pregnant mothers, Arab mothers, on their way to the hospital to deliver, are stuck, stranded for hours in the blazing hot sun. Sometimes they give birth to the newborns in their cabs. Sometimes the babies die, sometimes the mothers die too. Jews who were once oppressed themselves in Europe have become oppressors. The ghost of David Ben-Gurion is well and alive and still ruling the country of Israel. Thank you.
The Gaza Strip, as per the UN, is considered the most dangerous place on the planet. I knew this. After hearing the speech, I know the intensity, the fervor, the amazing knowledge that the speaker had on this particular subject. So, does he not deserve a big round of applause once more? So after this heated speech, एक ब्रेक तो बनता है बॉस.